Superman issue 5 heads to the near past, where Shiv is posting flyers for her band's next gig around Metropolis. A speeding car causes her to lose some of them in the wind, but luckily Jimmy Olsen catches them, returning them to Siobhan and commenting that flyers are a bit old school. Siobhan luckily likes old school, thinking the photographer's bow tie is very old school. Over the next few weeks, Jimmy and Siobhan's relationship blossoms until Shiv reveals that she really is Silver Banshee, and Jimmy reveals that he was once turned into, amongst other things, a giant turtle. The two agree to move in together, and Shiv jokes about having doubts about it after seeing Jimmy's toy collection. One morning, Shiv calls for Jimmy to get up since he'll be late for work again and Lois will be mad again. Shiv answers the door and Graft kidnaps her, promising that he can give her everything she desires if she does what he commands. Jimmy leaves the shower to find Shiv long gone, as in the present, Jimmy tells Superman that he loves Silver Banshee, surprising even her. Jimmy tells Shiv that he was waiting for the right time to tell her, as Lex asks how Superman ever managed to save the world while also saving this fool from himself is beyond him. Superman wants to hear it from Jimmy's side, but he needs to get back since Silver Banshee is dangerous. Banshee is angered at the hero's words, unleashing her Phantom Zone enhanced scream on Superman, blowing him into the sky and deafening him. Jimmy asks why she is trying to fight Superman, and Shiv reveals that they told her to attack Superman or they'll kill everyone she loves, which includes Jimmy. Lex meanwhile tells Superman that even from inside his jail cell he can tell what the hero must do, but Superman doesn't want to hear it. Lex implores him to just listen, since Graft and Dr. Farm possibly infused Banshee with a connection to the Phantom Zone, hence why her sonic screams are off the charts, so logic dictates that he must sever the connection without hurting her. Banshee tells Jimmy that she can't control her screams, unleashing another wave of sonic cries that shatter the windows of the city. Superman shields Lois with his cape from the falling glass as she points out backup has finally arrived. Mercy Graves and some SuperCorp soldiers arrive, giving Superman a hypersonic cannon from their R&D labs that should neutralize Silver Banshee's screams. Superman takes the neutralizing cannon and crushes it to dust, wondering why SuperCorp all seem to have a gun ready for all his enemies. Mercy reminds him that it's their job, and their weapons division is one of the most advanced in the world, and they use their tech to not just protect Metropolis, but also support Superman. Banshee stops her screams, not wanting to fight Superman, but whatever Dr. Farm and Graft did to her makes her screams want to escape her, so she'll go to a place that can't hurt anyone. As Banshee flies away, Superman assures Jimmy that he'll help her, but Jimmy wants to come along, since Shiv will listen to him. Superman refuses to since it's too dangerous, but Jimmy won't take no for an answer, asking if Superman will ever let someone stop him from saving someone he loves. Superman agrees, asking for a SuperCorp soldier's rocket pack. Superman and Jimmy head into the sky as Lex tells Clark that the hypersonic suppressor that Mercy gave him is still dangerous even when it's not attached to a gun. Superman knows that it can release the Phantom Zone's hold on Shiv, telling Jimmy that he will run interference while Jimmy talks to her, but reminds the young man that this needs to be Silver Banshee's choice at the end. More phantom screams come for the hero as Jimmy tries to explain that Superman is only wanting to help Siobhan. Shiv says that she doesn't love Jimmy anymore and lied, since they said that they would hurt anyone she loves, and if she doesn't love Jimmy, that means he'll be safe. Jimmy tells his girlfriend that he's well aware of what he signed up for, since she's one of his pal's greatest enemies, but he also knows who she is and how she laughs at sad films, sings in her sleep, and that they can all beat this together. Superman tells her that the device can help her and all that she needs to do is scream as loud as she can. Silver Banshee lets out the biggest scream yet, and Superman traps the power in the device, but it leaves his ears still ringing. Later at SuperCorp, Shiv tells Superman that they wanted her to kill him, warning him of the multicolored kryptonite gauntlet that Graft had. Mercy asks if there's anything else in the base Superman found, as Shiv is given the all clear by the medical staff. Superman leaves SuperCorp and returns to the villain's base, calling them out and demanding they stop playing games. Graft and Dr. Farm appear before Superman in a hologram, glad to see they can finally meet the Man of Steel. They say that they love watching him flying around the city like a rat trapped in the maze, celebrating him saving Parasite and Silver Banshee, as Superman promises that he will find them and he will stop their experiments. Graft thinks that they all know what this really is about, since he believes that he can save Lex Luthor in more ways than one, but wonders if the hero really thinks he's worth saving at all, since all his empires were born in blood, so just how many skeletons does he have in his closet, including one skeleton called Project Chained. Superman questions what that is, but Graft gleefully signs off, leaving Superman to ponder what Project Chained really is. Later on, Clark reveals to Lois that his superhearing is gone now, having realized that he couldn't tell if Graft and Farm were hiding nearby. Lois asks if it's permanent, but Clark says that after SuperCorp checked him out, they found that his eardrums were damaged by Silver Banshee's sharp scream, but they should be back to normal in a day or so. He reveals that he talked with Banshee's parole officer and got the charges dropped, meaning all she has to do is some community service, and while the damage was repaired by SuperCorp, they won't find Farm and Graft that way. Lois thinks that there are too many mysteries in Metropolis now, and they have to start solving them, as above them in the sky, Marilyn Moonlight watches on. Clark thinks about how Jimmy told him that Banshee could be more than just his enemy, and maybe Lex can be as well, but he knows the man is lying about something, and maybe he wishes that that was true. Lois knows that he always wants what's best for everyone, including his enemies, but until proven otherwise, Lex is still his enemy, and maybe he doesn't deserve a second chance. Clark reminds her that he could have died on Krypton with Jor-El and Lara, but they gave him a second chance by sending him to Earth, and if he can give that chance to others too, he has to at least try. The couple arrive at their destination, and Lois finds herself actually scared, not wanting to do this, as they meet with Jimmy and Siobhan for a double date. Siobhan is introduced to the couple, and she tells them that Jimmy talks about them so much that she feels like she's already met them, telling Lois how she's been a fan since she was a kid, making Lois feel quite old. Shiv leaves the group to join the Banshees of Metropolis on stage, beginning their gig. Clark finds himself surprised that he can actually hear normally, hearing Lois and the music, and for the first time in a very long time, he can't hear the world. Lois thinks that his world is right there with him as Lex chimes in, telling the not listening Superman that they must not rest since they still don't know what Farm and Graft want, and they must have a reason for choosing Parasite and Silver Banshee. Lex thinks that he should have teamed with Superman back when they were in Smallville together, since things might have been different. Lex finds the guards escorting him back to his cell have disappeared, replaced with other inmates, who stab him over and over as Clark, Lois, Jimmy and Shiv laugh and have fun well into the night, leaving Lex to bleed out on the floor alone as he calls for Superman. Hey everybody, and thank you for checking out this video. If you're interested in any more, why not check out what's happening over in Gotham with Batman as he battles the Penguin's children and his own mind over in Batman issue 136. Or maybe you want to stick around in the city of tomorrow and check out what John Henry Irons has in store for the city and its villains in Steelworks issue 1.